Hi friends, a very warm welcome back to our channel. I'm Chanda Mama. This is your Chanda Mama bringing you a new story today published in the Chanda Mama magazine. So let's move towards the story. The Dreams. King Bimbisara of Kosala had several odd dreams. One night, on waking up, he sent for the wise Brahmins and told them about his dreams. Consult the holy books and tell me what the dreams signify, he requested them. The Brahmins held a secret conference. The king was perturbed, and this was a very good opportunity for the Brahmins to fleece the king. Let us not miss this chance, they thought amongst themselves. Then they went to the king and said, Sir, we have referred to several rare texts. The dreams you had portend great calamities. These calamities are going to visit your person, your race, as well as your kingdom. The king was now positively frightened. Find out, he implored the Brahmins, how these calamities may be averted. But we already know the remedy too. The Brahmins told the king, to avoid danger, you must have sacrifices performed wherever four roads meet throughout the kingdom. At the end of these sacrifices, feast the Brahmins and give them sumptuous gifts. By doing so, not only will all danger be averted, but prosperity will follow. King Bimbisara accepted this advice blindly and called his cashier and said to him, Let a sacrifice be conducted wherever four roads meet. Set apart enough funds to feed the Brahmins and to make them the proper gifts. Money is no consideration. The queen heard of this order. She went to the king and said, My lord, don't start these sacrifices in a hurry. I am sure these Brahmins now know not what they say. The ones who knows everything is in Jetavana. Go to see him. Tell him about your dreams. And if he advises you to carry out these sacrifices, you can do so by all means. King Bimbisara fell in this advice. He went in person to Jetavana and requested Lord Buddha to come to his house and dine with him. The Buddha conceded the king's request and went to the palace. The king submitted to the Great One. Lord, you know all. Last night I had a number of frightful dreams. I beg you to tell what those dreams signify. Lord Buddha smiled at the king's superstition. Tell me your dreams, he said. I'll tell you what do they signify. My lord, the king said, in my first dream I saw four bulls rush into the palace courtyard, bellowing frightfully. People gathered to see them fight, but the bulls departed without fighting at all. What does this dream portend? O king, the Buddha replied, this dream does not portend anything to you or to your epoch. In future, there will be evil rulers. In the rain, clouds gather in the sky, but there will be no rain. The people who hope for the rain will be disappointed. Then I saw a strange thing, the king said. The plants which come out of the soil began to flower and bear fruit without growing to their full height. What does this signify? During the sinful times of which I have already spoken, girls will be married too young and they will become mothers before they are fully grown up. That is what your dream signifies, the Buddha replied. Then I saw the cows sucking milk from very small calves. The king said, What does it mean? It means, the Buddha replied, that in evil days which are to come, old people will have to depend on their young for their sustenance. In the next dream, the king said, I saw men unyoke strong and sturdy oxen and set young steers to yoke. What can it mean? In days to come, Buddha replied, Foolish kings will remove wise and capable men from the helm of the statecraft, and put incapable favorites of their own in their place. But these weaklings will not be able to move forward. Later, I saw a queer house which had a mouth at both ends. With both the mouths, it was eating up fodder. What does this dream signify? The king asked. The dream tells, the Buddha replied, how in future the corrupt officials of justice will fatten themselves with the bribes taken from both sides of a dispute instead of dispensing real justice. Please tell me the meaning of this dream, the king asked. The Buddha, I saw a man waving a rope. As he threw it down at his feet, a she jackal was swallowing it up without this knowledge. In times to come, Buddha replied, the society will be very corrupt. In such a society, sinful women will be wasting away for their vanity the hard-earned savings of their husbands. And then I saw a strange thing, the king said. Near the palace, I saw a big pitcher full of water, and there were several empty ones around it. People of all castes were bringing water and pouring it in the big pitcher. They did not seem to notice that the pitcher was overflowing or that the other pitchers were empty. What does it signify? There will come a time, the Buddha replied, when there will be no social justice. The people will toil hard and overfill the king's treasury, while their own homes stand empty and poor. Then I saw rice boiling in a pot. The king said, one part of the rice was overcooked, another well cooked, and another part not cooked at all. This shows the state of agriculture that will exist in future. The Buddha replied, the rulers will not take precautions to avoid floods and droughts. So there will be floods in one part of the land, enough rain in the another part of the land, and no rain in yet another part, and crops will be uneven. Lord, I saw men hawking highly precious sandalwood on the streets and exchanging it for money. The king said, how does it mean and what does it mean? It means that in future fallen preachers sell sacred precepts in order to enjoy worthless worldly possessions. The Buddha replied, in my dreams, the king said, I saw many horrid things. I saw heavy rocks and stones floating away in water. I saw a batch of royal swans following a common crow. I saw goats chasing panthers and devouring them, while wolves stood shivering with fear. Do they not signify evil? O king, the Buddha replied, you have nothing to fear from these dreams. They do not pertain to you or your times. They signify what is going to happen in future times. Great statesmen will be set adrift by foolish kings after they are deprived of their real work. Noblemen will be compelled to walk behind worthless fellows who will be raised to high positions. Low-born lords will frighten the people of worth who have then been deprived of their power. These persons will run victimized and sometimes punished for being highborn. This is the real meaning of your dreams. King Bimbisara was rid of all his fears and doubts. He put a stop to the arrangements for sacrifices and gave a feast in the honor of the Lord.